Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Lorien's latest video, in which we're diving into the world of procurement to discuss all things beyond SLAs, and in particular, how procurement partners can drive innovation and continuous improvement from recruitment solutions providers like ourselves. A huge thanks, as always, to our key contributors for this video, Mark, Andrew, and Baljit, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Does make it very difficult to hold a supplier to account or to really ensure that the supplier is upholding the recruitment principles. That being said, I would say that actually not having specific SLAs can make your program more agile in terms of crisis, like we've just seen with COVID-19. It can allow for decisions to be made a lot quicker. But I just encourage a really good blend, good working practices that are measured against realistic targets, but not being so prescriptive that it ties a supplier down to a process that might cause tension across the business.
So SLAs on their own can't manage a recruitment partner, but they do play an absolutely vital role. And what they do is they enable you to have meaningful conversations that are facilitated by data.
So I think you can run a successful program without SLAs to the extent that it may be an improvement on your current position, but you would essentially be leaving it to chance, and it's less likely to be effective than a program that includes SLAs.
Yeah, so for me, it's making sure that everyone that touches across the process should be involved, but then also making sure that the business units are fully on board with it. For me, ensuring that all your stakeholders are consulted, you can really be confident to ensure that they're going to be fit for purpose. I also think it's important to consult peers in the industry. So again, not just looking internal within your organisation, but looking externally. They can share their learnings in terms of pitfalls that they might have done, in terms of, actually we thought these were the key SLAs, but 6 months later we realised that actually we need to completely review them because they weren't driving the value that we need.
Okay, so there's an ecosystem involved in attracting, retaining and developing talent, where the supply of the talent is one element. So the business and the managers need to play their part along with procurement and potentially legal as well. So legal and procurement tie in the best practice and the contractual impacts, and the business partners and the hiring managers, the operational aspects. How often should they be reviewed? I would say at least annually. But typically, depending on how your business is changing or evolving, it might need to be more frequently.
I think it's good to seek feedback from a wide range of stakeholders to understand the requirements during the implementation. But ultimately, it should be down to the business owner or project team to decide on which SLAs to include based on the feedback they've received from the potential stakeholders.
So for me, Darren, I think it's all about making sure that when you set the SLAs, you can actually improve on them. I think too many organisations try and set a utopia position of best in class from day zero. And actually the best metrics are ones that can continually improve and get you to there over a period of time.
So SLAs play a critical role in driving best value, continuous improvement and innovation. And I've used them most effectively where performance has been close to failure, to target areas of the service that need more focus. So what they do is they create the forum for, as I said previously, for dialogue, and then to systematically identify areas for improvement, and conversely areas that actually don't need focus, so you can actually move the focus away. That's when you change the SLAs.
The way that I see SLAs evolving is actually how they can support new metrics to bring more people into the industry. So it's less about just managing the existing talent pool that's there, but actually how can we track the RPOs, the MSPs, the staff bank providers with targets to bring new people into the industry. And I think for me, that's where it really comes down in that evolving stage, is working with people and not just, measuring in performance against the current challenges, but working together to improve those metrics. And actually some of those targets are the fault of the market, the industry, how high you've set those metrics. So working with those MSP providers and evolving that thinking about different ways that you can bring talent in, looking at how you deliver services in a different way, and really getting that market insight from those RPO and MSP providers, for me, is about how you can evolve that program. And I think the way that we work has changed so much. And for me, I think that's where the added value comes from. In terms of how we're going to evolve, it's about looking at the future. It's about looking 5 years in advance, not just managing the now. And I think that's where working so closely with your provider, you can really start to solve your individual business problems that you see yourself having in the future.
With the focus on global skill shortage and demand increasing, it's resulted in a more collaborative approach to SLAs, and that's what I see evolving. So there's a recognition that some SLAs, such as responsiveness, need to be reciprocal. Another area for the UK has been the IR35 reforms as well. And again, this has forced collaboration between the buying organisations and suppliers.
For me, by making sure that those SLAs that you've identified help meet the business needs of getting good talent in, delivering the programs that you need to deliver, supports that collaboration with the HR and the suppliers more regularly. And I think it's important to make sure that where possible, they can align to the objectives that your organisation is trying to deliver. By making sure that the business unit that you're supporting, you understand the program that they're delivering, you understand why they need certain skill sets, and people can enhance that relationship with HR and the business. And I think when you can get to that level, you know that you've really cracked it, where the collaboration between the business unit and the HR and the talent acquisition teams has really been established.
So all SLAs have got the capability to do that. So collaboration is key in successfully managing any supply. I focused in response to the previous question on diversity and inclusion. That's one area I found in my organisation, because the talent teams don't always realise that actually your supplier of your contingent labour, or your perm labour even, can help you to meet your targets in diversity and inclusion. The other areas that HR sort of are interested in is where a supplier can help them with vetting candidates. So pass rates on and fill rates, of course, we've talked about, and they're a common one in measuring these types of services.